ReBirth, ReBirth. Let's make sure. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Are y'all still there? I hope y'all can hear me. No one's in here yet. It's all good. I'm just checking on you guys. I just wanted to come in and check on you guys because we're going into a different time now. Okay, a different time now. Everything is getting ready to go abstract. Okay, all bets off now. Okay, so if we were going linear, if we were going in a straight line, everything's getting ready to be twisted and turned and flipped. Flip it, throw it up, rub it down. Oh no, yeah, that's what's about to happen. Seriously. And what you're getting ready to see, your world is getting ready to be flipped upside down, literally. Okay, so I really, I just want to check on you guys because there's a lot of people actually in here that never say anything, and I'm thankful that you're here. I know you're listening, you're looking, you're thinking. Some of you are developing, going higher by yourselves at home, not telling anybody about it, and that's great. I'm thankful for pastors and apostles and bishops, people who are in church, people that are not in church, that are coming in here and that are listening and they're thinking. You're finally giving yourself an opportunity to begin to think or to know that something is different, or this is kind of not how I would think about it, but now you're beginning to give yourself due justice in just being able to be free in your own thoughts. Okay, not the programming. The deconstruction is slowly coming off for a lot of you. I know it's hard, especially for Christians. Christians is the toughest group out there, literally. I mean, literally, Christians. Oh my God, you would almost think people would think Jesus was a Christian or God is a Christian. Christians are, and that's the group I come from. You got to understand that all these groups are really separatist groups, believe it or not, just like the KKK or anything like that. I mean, all these religions, they're separatists. Think about it. They just separate people, separatist groups. And when you begin to notice in your mind, because, I mean, even for followers of Christ, that has nothing to do with the separatist group, because what it does is it isolates you from a different group of people. Because, see, this is the thing. I want you to think about something. According to the narrative in Genesis 11, and I didn't even know I was going to go here, but that chapter is talking about when they were about to build the tower of Babel up to heaven. And there's a conversation happening, according to the narrative, could be between God and Jesus, or angels and God, whoever. But probably Jesus and God, according to the narrative now, because it's just a narrative. But what's happening is they said there's nothing that we can stop them from doing if they continue to work as one. Okay, so when the oneness happens, there's no way that anyone can stop you from going up or over. Well, that's the cross. The vertical, that's the linear, from earth to heaven going up, and the horizontal is from is right here. That's the human. That's the cross. And so and that's what the actual Catholics do. So what is that? Is because the oneness. Okay, so we go one this way from earth to heaven, and then from human to human. That's the cross. So and that's the love. So this is the thing. This is where I'm going. That they knew that if you would ever start to connect, if we would ever start to connect in the soul and start to see what this really is, then all bets will be off. Now, so the things are crumbling now. Everything is crumbling. Every group is crumbling at the core. It's literally crumbling. And this is where you begin to build up. This is where you begin to build up inside of yourself, not just inside of yourself, but also to your fellow brother. That's the cross, because it goes from me to you. Okay, so that's synergy when we begin to connect. Okay, so all of us stand on earth and vertically, but the thing is from me to you. That's our horizontal. So it goes vertical, then horizontal. So that's the alignment, the oneness in God, and then horizontal between the between the two. So what's happening in this season is there's a connection happening, okay? And so when the connection begins to happen between the human, or between the brother or the sister, the soul, the spirit, the light, however you want to say it, the Christ consciousness inside of one to the other, what happens is there's a synergy that passes through, okay? So for instance, those that are in this group, just because you're in this group, there's a synergy. You don't even have to say anything, but you're going to literally feel the synergy coming off of other soul, light beings, people, Christ consciousness, people that are awakening. Okay, they're coming alive. They're waking up. You're doing the same thing too. Some of you may not even know what's really like happening. You're feeling different at home. You're thinking a lot of different things, thoughts. You're coming to a place of peace like never before in this season. Okay, and it's because you're coming to yourself, senses. You're coming to your own self, cells, and your senses of your life. And so I just wanted to come in and check on some of you guys, because it's not going to be easy, because it goes against the grain. Okay, anything that when you come to yourself, same thing. You can go back to being a kid when they say get out the mirror. They didn't want you in the mirror, but that's actually the best thing you could have ever done, is been in the mirror. I encourage all of you to talk to yourself in the mirror, because when you do that, you're seeing God, the face image. Genesis 1:26, 1:27. You want to look at the image every chance you get, the face, God, the image. You were made in his image. Okay, that's what the narrative says. You don't have to go with the his. You're just made in God's source, the power's image. So when you see your face and you talk to yourself, there's a breath that breathes, and you're looking into the eyes. You're literally piercing to the soul. Okay, the eyes, windows to the soul. So you want to look at yourself deeply and say some words to yourself, and there's going to be a connection. Okay, so when you begin to see yourself, okay, you can never see anyone else until you see yourself. When you begin to see yourself, you'll start to see everyone else, everything else, hear things, know things, because you saw yourself first. So you sat on the seat of your soul, okay? So you start to see something that you've never seen before. Hold on. Ooh, getting a little warm. So I'm really excited. Just checking on you guys, just excited about your inner growth, inner knowing, inner standing. Okay, everything is turned back in. That's what's happening. You're going back in yourself and knowing. You're learning. Things are not as they appear, and a lot of your programming is just going to begin to crumble. Things are crumbling probably all around you. A lot of relationships, a lot of your relationships crumbling. Some of you don't want to be there anymore. I don't want to say it's okay, but that's how it happens in the season. Whatever is not real has got to fall off, okay? Or you have to see it, okay? And so one of the things is, this is why you want to make sure that you're aligning with yourself, really getting into yourself, okay? Really getting into yourself before making it about anything or anybody else, especially in the season, because you got to know, you don't really know when your time here is done, okay? It's done. You don't know, and if you're listening to me, you do have an expiration date, but you don't know when. So one of the things you really want to do is be at peace before you're in pieces, okay? So if you're not at peace, you're literally falling into pieces, and the way that you find the peace is, of course, to go back in and align with self and source, the power that worketh in you, that is you. You're the hope. You're the hope. You're the hope that the world's been looking for, but you have not been able to go forth. A lot of you, because why? You have not aligned with you, a self. And so in this rebirth group, again, just checking on you. I know some of you are just looking. Some of you are wondering, why am I here? This doesn't sound like my church. This doesn't sound like my pastor. My pastor is not talking about anything like this. Is this the devil? Please, with all that, that's elementary, okay? You're graduating now. You're coming into a knowing. You're thinking different, and it's okay for you to start to think different about yourself, about your own thoughts. What do you do? What do you do when you start to think about your own thoughts? Okay, no one else's, not mine, but yours. What do you believe and why do you believe it? Have you ever asked yourself that? What do you believe and why do you believe it? What do you believe about yourself? I think that's where we should first start at. If anything, what do you believe about yourself, or what do you know about yourself? Okay. And these are things that you want to start to consider, because if you do these things with yourself first, watch this. If you do these things with yourself first, then it's going to be really easy for you to do it with anybody else. But it's hard for you to do it with other people if you have not first did it with yourself. I love that. Second commandment is like unto this, that thou shalt love thy neighbor as they love thyself. But you can never love your neighbor until you first love yourself. Love yourself, understand, know yourself. Chakras cleared, cleansed out, clearing out, release, a relief in your release, release everything. One of the things that I really want to do, just to see if anyone's interested. So I did figure out how to, I hate to say, well, let me say it like this. I did figure out how, and I'm going through it myself. I'm doing it for my body, but how to let the mind know that this is what you're going to do and this is what you're going to eat. For those that, because for some of you, you're trying to lose weight, but you can't stop eating certain things. Well, I figured out how to do it. And if you're interested, I want you to go through this process with me. And just so you can cleanse yourself, because I tell you what, you don't want a lot of weight going on in this season. I'm going to tell all of you right now, you don't want a lot of weight, because what that's going to stop you from doing is hearing and seeing and sensing what's going on. Some of you are going to start to dream like never before, visions at night of things that are coming. Vibrationally, you're going to know things that are coming through vibration. You may not be able to see it clearly. You may not be able to totally know it, but vibrationally you're going to know it, and you're going to start to see things in your dreams. Get that notepad, put that notepad by the bed, because you want to begin to write when things are coming. Things are going to come to you, and you want to write as soon as you wake up in the morning, because you got about a minute and 57 seconds to remember the dream, if it's not stamped and downloaded in the seat of your soul to where you remember it. Okay, all dreams you can be remembered, because they all are stored in a subconscious place, or a place of vision that we don't usually tap into. But in consciousness, when it's stamped, is that you can wake up. You got about a minute and 57 seconds before you can remember, because if you don't get it after about two minutes, it's probably going to be gone. So you want to write those things down, because that's a way that you're connecting to a different place, different dimension, where messages are coming across. And there's a lot of vibrational field happening in the atmosphere right now, and you're part of this. And this is why you're in ReBirth. That's one of the reasons, just to help you to develop those things that are inside of you, that we want to begin to see that you bring them out. It's one thing for us to be talking all the time, and we're going to talk. You best believe that myself and Vanessa Brooks, we're going to talk. She's got a great live going on tonight, guys, and we're going to share that in here. They're getting ready to release some stuff again. Her and Aaron, they're getting ready to release some stuff. I don't know what they're going to do tonight, but it's going to be mind-blowing. So we're going to put that live in here, but we can talk. But there are things that we're trying to bring out of you, Let me see what my brother said. But are they really your thoughts, or are they just energy moving through us? Okay, no, that's great. Thank you for that question. That's my brother. Israel. He's a great singer, songster. You're going to get to know him. Yes. So this is the thing as far as energy. So in connection, right, there's a lot of energy out here, a lot of thoughts of other people vibrationally, believe it or not. This is why, and you have to know that travels and you cannot see it. So therefore, you have your own energies, right? And then we ingest other people's energies, okay? We ingest other people's. How many of you have ingested other people's energies and they became your thoughts? So you're exactly right. So you can get in a certain situation, right? For instance, it happened to me today, because you got to know that there are things that are coming your way that you absolutely cannot stop. I want you to hear me. You cannot stop. There are things that are coming your way. And when I began to see this today, was kind of pulled into something that I had nothing to do with, and I felt the energy in that thing, and it took me to a different place in my emotion. Now, because I was aware of it, because there's a lot of times that you're not necessarily aware when you're pulled into something that directly has nothing to do with you, but because you are tied to it. I want somebody to hear me. Because you're tied to the situation, the energy from it comes to you. When it comes to you unaware, it takes you to an emotion. And if you're not aware of your emotions or have not contained them, that emotion, which is the red horse in Revelation for my Bible readers, Revelation 6, red horse, is that emotion will get to taking you on a journey that you don't necessarily want to go on. So even for those that can see clearly, it still took me to a place, but I was able to handle it because I could see what was happening. But I cannot deny that it still took me to a place and had me thinking for a long time, like, wow, that's things that come that you absolutely cannot stop. Okay, I want you to get that. Things that are coming that you absolutely cannot stop. So how do you get built up for those things? Well, first of all, you're always being watchful and aware. Okay, and that's the eye on the inside. You're being sensitive vibrationally. Okay, even rumblings that are happening. Rumblings. If you begin to hear a little rumble, if you begin to hear a little rumble, even in the earth, something is happening or coming. Okay. So you have to feel that vibration. So we know that there's a rumbling in government. So we know after November 3rd, there's going to be some things happening. Why? People are gearing up for that. And so you're able to start to connect certain things. And so yes, man, that was a very good question. And matter of fact, if you have just a couple questions, any more people, please, because this is what I love to do, is to answer certain questions as far as energy. And we had, if you guys missed Sunday, listen, if you didn't get on last Sunday, you missed it. I'm going to tell you, you really missed it. Vanessa Brooks, I'm telling you, she took us to heaven. She took us to a place that just blew our mind, and she steered us on to a place in heaven, because heaven is inside of you, according to what the scripture says, Luke 17:21. So we went into a place inside of ourselves. We went to heaven, kingdom of God. That's what the Bible says. We went there, and it was such a beautiful thing. And then I said, hey, let me drive this thing a little bit. And so I went to another place in heaven. If you miss Sunday, listen, do not miss next Sunday. 10 o'clock a.m. It's going to change your entire life. We're not preaching. We're just talking like friends, but we're bringing this truth forth that's going to immediately begin to resonate with your soul. Okay. And you're going to hear it. You're going to feel it. You're going to know it from your soul. You're going to feel it, sense it, know it. If any of you were on there, last Sunday, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I just want you to know that, again, we're checking on you. We want to check on you. We're excited about, your rebirthing, because we're all doing it. We're all doing it together. And hoping that you're not going to give up on yourself, even when it does not make sense to you. Okay. Even when it does not make sense, goes against the grain of your life. Okay. I still want you to be really encouraged and keep seeking, keep meditating. Okay. Keep praying and going within inside of yourself. Okay. And this is the beginning, and you're going to have a lot of breakdowns and breakups inside of yourself. Things you're thinking and saying, like, what is this? You're going to question yourself, like, all the time. When you're doing that, that's great, because it's bringing you to your why. Okay. Your why gets you to an answer. For every question, there is an answer. And sometimes you just have to go behind the reason to get the answer. Okay. But the answer is always back there, but just go search behind the reason first. And that's where the answer lies. And so I want you to begin to just be excited. Check out these posts on here. We got some people that are putting some dope posts on here that are causing people to really think, see, learn, understand. We got people on here that won't say absolutely anything. That's great, but you're here. Stay here. Please stay here, because as long as you stay here, you're going to see growth like never before. And I want you to know you're growing, you're glowing, and you're going in the flow of your life. And she and he shall be like rivers of living water flows, goes. I don't know. You see ponds, they stay in one place. They collect algae. Okay. A lot of people are staying in one place. They're not moving. Even though the times have changed, they're changing. People are staying in one place. I'm not moving. We got to do it the same. It's never going to work the same anymore. I'm going to tell you right now, relationships are not going to work the same. You're going to see just breakdowns in families and things like that. But that's because the old is shedding off, and we're seeing something new. This is not the end. I wish you would say that. I wish you would say that right in yourself. This is not the end, but this is the beginning for me. This is new life. You're seeing new. You're doing new. You're being new. Being. You're the being. Human left side. We come in on the human left side of the brain. But when we wake up, the eye is in the middle. That's the bridge. We get on the right side. Being. Human being. Right side. Being. So you're the being now. So you have to be. Okay. Be. You were the human side before. Okay. The human herald. That's my human side. But being, my God side. Come on, that's my God side. Your source side, that's your power side. And so the two have to become one. So you're connecting the left and the right brain. And if it could be man, woman, however that is. But the I is in the middle. So that's the L, okay? Like Gabriel, Michael, okay? Those names, L, end with L. And so that Elohim, that's the L-I, and these are all symbols. Don't get caught up on any names, but these are symbols that they knew, the ancients knew, to hide the information in the body. Okay, so your body literally is the temple. It literally is the temple. And so when you begin to know that, you're going to search your temple. One of the greatest, I should have probably been a doctor to learn the brain. So there are things in the brain that the Greeks connected literally, and they named them even in the brain. 12 cranial nerves has to do with the 12 disciples, 12 tribes. I mean, it's crazy how this works. Horus, 12 hours of the day. Hours, Horus. I mean, it's crazy. And they knew this, and they hid all this stuff inside of us. This temple on the right side of the brain. All kind of beautiful, magnificent. Some people will say magical. And nothing is wrong when someone says magical. Magicians, that's the magicians found Jesus in the North Star. They looked at the star, the magicians, okay, it's very close to magic, okay, and so don't get caught up on what people that don't know. They're searching, they're not knowing, and they get scared. People get nervous of things they don't know. This is why my people perish, the scripture says, for a lack of knowing, knowledge, gnosis. And so we want to start to know, and that's how we do it. We share information, okay? And that's what we want to do. That's why I want ReBirth to be open, and ReBirth is open, and we want to share information, but I really want to hear it from you more so than you from someone else, just to hear about your rebirth or what you're thinking at least. And so if you see something good out there that you feel is going to take us up in rebirth, go get it and bring it in here. Okay, we want to see it take us higher. Things that take us higher. Anything that's taking us lower is coming out. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to tell you right now. Or if I don't feel like it's where we want to go. So I'm just letting you know that now. But you guys are amazing people, brothers and sisters. Excited about you guys getting to know each other as you know, as comfortable as you get. Invite some people into the group. You can kind of see how we're flowing. And if they come here, they're going to grow. Okay, I promise you, they're going to grow within themselves. And it's no one trying to sell them anything, but only trying to get them to go inside of themselves to go higher. Okay, so I just wanted to come in, check on you guys, say what's up, because I haven't made a live in a moment. I appreciate everyone that's doing those dope lives, taking us higher, and that's what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep rocking it out, okay? So I appreciate you guys, and I'll probably do a live in a couple days. All right, peace.